and welcome to today's technical training session. My name is Kenny, and I'll be your presenter today. And in today's session, we're going to take a closer look at the ZYCOO's unified IP audio solution. And this solution is designed to help our users manage IP-based audio communication in a centralized and efficient way, and it can be used for many different scenarios, such as live paging, background music, two-way communication, emergency broadcasting, scheduled announcements, and daily audio operations. During today's sharing, I'll guide you through the system step by step, and we will start from the basic solution overview, then move on to the installation, configuration, dispatch console operation, music, and alarm setup. And in the last step, I will show you how to create different task management in different scenarios. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first of all, please allow me to give a brief introduction about our company, ZYCOO. ZYCOO is a leading global provider of IP communication and audio solutions with over 20 years of experience in this industry. We specialize in developing and manufacturing cutting-edge unified communication systems and IP audio endpoints, combining advanced software and hardware technologies. Our comprehensive products is designed to serve a wide range of industries, including entire unified communication, intercom, and public address applications. And today, ZYCOO's products and solutions are trusted by organizations in more than 100 countries, and we have built a strong and reliable global presence, supported by dedicated branches in the United States, Czech Republic, United Arab Emirates, and China, working together to deliver seamless communication experience across the world. Our continuous commitment to innovation, reliability, and scalability has made ZYCOO a perfect partner for building future-ready communication ecosystems. Okay, and ZYCOO has established a global presence with branches across different regions of the world. Our headquarters is located in the United States, supporting by regional offices in Czech, the United Arab Emirates, and China. Together, these branches enable us to provide localized support, and you can make faster response times and closer collaboration with our global partners and customers. And by the way, if you have any questions or any inquiries, you can always reach us throughout the unified contact email, ZYCOO or ZYCOO@zycoo.com. Okay, and next, let me give you a quick overview of what we cover today. Our training session is structured into five main parts: solution overview, software installation, initial setup, and the dispatch console operations. Okay, let's move on to the first part. Before diving into the details, let's start with a quick review of what the unified IP audio solution actually is. The unified IP audio solution provides an IP-based communication system that combines both software and hardware components. It primarily operates on the standard SIP protocol while also integrating the MQTT and the streaming media technologies. This combination makes the system capable of handling multicast tasks such as broadcasting, paging, intercom, telephony, and background music playback, all over on the IP network. And to make this easier to understand, we use the SIP protocol and such as SIP protocol, which is the session initiation protocol, to handle the device registration, calling, and signaling. And we also use the streaming media technology such as the RTP to handle the real-time delivery of the audio streams like the background musics. And together, these technologies ensure that the unified IP audio solution is both flexible and scalable, and it's very suitable for some small local installations to some large multi-sited systems. Okay, let's now look at the topology diagram of the solution. The system is built around two key roles. We got the SIP server and the SIP clients. At the core of the system is the IP audio center, which serves as the SIP server, and is the brain of the entire solution. It's responsible for allowing all endpoints to register, and the IP audio center can manage all of these devices. And the second character, the SIP client, is we got various forms such as IP speakers. We got indoor speakers and outdoor speakers. We got the IP intercoms, IP SIP phones, the IP microphone consoles, the IP paging gateways, and even some panic button devices. All of devices can be registered to the IP audio center. And in daily operation, we provide both desktop and mobile software to control and monitor all the endpoint devices. It will allow our users to perform functions such as paging, broadcasting, and zone management. And within a real deployment, there are typically two types of users. The first character is administrator, who is responsible for system installation, configuration, and device registration in one company. And we also need an operator who is responsible for daily operations, such as paging, broadcasting, and monitoring these kind of actions through the control software in some daily use. And separating these two roles will make the system easier to manage and will make the whole system more secure. Okay, and this slide shows all the main products included in ZYCOO's unified IP audio solution lineup for now. And first of all, we focus on the SIP server options. We got two different options. The IP audio center, which is the software version. It can be installed manually on your local server or your cloud server. And we also provide you the appliance version. We got the ISL100, which is a hardware server preloaded with the IP audio center system inside it. And it's designed for plug and play deployment. And for the rest devices, we got different SIP client devices, indoor speakers, outdoor speakers, including ceiling speakers, cabinet speakers, home speakers, and the speakers with displays. And we also got three different kind of intercoms and some accessories and volume controller. And we also provide three free software tools to help you operate and manage the system efficiently. We got a dispatch console for broadcasting and paging control. And we also got a mobile version for both control and monitoring from the remote side. And we also provide you a SAD tool for bulk configuration, IP address detection, and device registration. And all of the software are free for our users. Okay, ZYCOO's IP audio solution has been widely adopted in many industries around the world. Okay, our system's flexibility allows us to meet communication and broadcasting needs in different environments, such as in hotel scenarios. It can be used for word announcements and emergency alerts. For some hotels, it can be used for background music and guest notifications. For retail stores, it can be used in store announcements and promotional audio. And for some education facilities, it can be used for class bells, paging, and campus-wide alerts. And in manufacturing, it can be used for shift notifications and safety announcements. And even in some public transport industries, such as airports or stations, it can use for real-time passenger information and safety paging. By combining broadcasting, paging, and intercom capabilities, we aim to deliver a high-quality, customized solution to every customers in different industries. Okay, let's move on to the main part. Now that we understand the systems framework, the CS infrastructure, and let's move on to the software installation part. The IP Audio Center is the core of the entire solution, right? So we offer different installation methods to meet different users, environments, and preference. For the manual installation, our customers can install the IP Audio Center on the cloud server, local servers, and it's very suitable for some IT teams who already have technical experience. And for the ISL 100 appliance solution, it's a dedicated hardware server with the IP Audio Center system, and it will allow the fastest and easiest deployment method. It's ideal for some customer who wants a plug and play experience. So it's very ideal for some small to medium size projects. And please note that the number of the endpoint devices that can be registered depends on the first is the number of the purchase license, and the second one is depends on the performance of the hardware running the system. So that means you need to focus both. And by the way, the ISL 100 hardware server could support up to 100 endpoint SIP registration numbers, and it comes with 1 year free license. And the software version can support up to thousands of endpoints. But it also depends on your hardware server's performance. And this flexibility will allow you to scale your deployment from a small single-site system to a large multi-campus network. Okay, and for customers who choose to install the system manually, we provide you two methods. The first one is the ISO file installation. Download the ISO file from the ZYCOO official website, and you can create a bootable USB drive and install the system step by step on the server. And we also recommend you to use the Docker commands provided by our technical team to perform an online installation. This method is more flexible and is very suitable for modern IT environments. And for the detailed installation manuals, we can provide you too. And our technical support team can support our customers during the process if you encounter any questions during the IP Audio Center installation. Okay, after setting up the IP Audio Center, the next step is to install the operation software used for daily control and monitoring. The dispatch console and the SAD tool, both of them support Windows and Mac OS systems. Simply visit the ZYCOO's official website and navigate to the download page, and you can just install them like regular desktop applications. And the dispatch console allow our operators to perform paging, broadcasting, and zone control. While the SAD tool help our administrators to find the IP devices, IP addresses, and it can configure and configure the endpoints in bulk. And we also got the dispatch app, and you can find it on both Google Play and iOS App Store. And the app will allow users to page, play music, and some basic features directly from their mobile phones. Okay, let's quickly review what we have covered so far. Now you understand the overall system architectures, the SIP server and the SIP clients, and you need to use the operating software to control them. And you have learned about the installation methods, software-based setup, and ISL 100 hardware appliance solution. And you have seen the software tools used for operation and management, the dispatch console and dispatch app. And with all this foundation in place, we are now ready to move on to the next important part of the deployment, the basic system configuration and the endpoint setup, where we'll make the devices actually work in this part. Okay, before we start configuring the system in detail, let me give you a quick overview of the initial setup process. First of all, after you have installed the IP Audio Center, you need to log into the IP Audio Center through a web browser to access the server. And then we need to create SIP accounts. And next, we obtain the IP addresses of all the endpoint devices. And you need to log into the web GUI to prepare the registration. Once this is done, we register each device to the IP Audio Center with the SIP account we created. And you can also use the SAD tool to configure all of the endpoint devices in some large-scale projects. And after registration, we define the device type, whether it's a speaker, intercom, microphone, or another device. So the system will know, and we can create different zones and different groups to organize the devices locally, which makes paging, broadcasting, and task management much easier. Finally, we create dispatch console users account for operators. Once logged in, operators can explore the console's features, including live paging and intercom, these kind of features. In short, this overview gives you a roadmap of the main steps before you go into the details configuration. Okay, now that the installation of the IP Audio Center has been completed, let's go through the initial setup process step by step. And this section will help you quickly bring the system online and make sure all the devices can communicate properly. We'll start from the very beginning, logging to the system, creating SIP accounts, registering the endpoint devices, and finishing the basic configuration. Okay, the step one is log into the IP Audio Center. You need to open your preferred web browser such as Google Chrome, and you need to enter the IP address of your IP Audio Center, the server's IP address, and you need to confirm the IP address of the IP Audio Center after the installation is completed, you will find it directly on the installation completion screen. And once you enter IP address, you will be prompted to log in. You can just use the default credentials, both of the username and password admin. And after logging in, you can see the home page, which is the dashboard page. And in this system, we want to control and communicate with SIP endpoint devices, such as SIP speakers, intercoms, and phones. To make this possible, these devices must register to the IP audio center first. The process is very simple. We create the SIP accounts on the server first, and the next step is each account contains registration credentials, including the SIP number and password. And each endpoint devices then need to use the same credential to register back to the IP audio center later. So we need to create different SIP accounts on the server first. Okay, let me walk you through it step by step. First of all, you will find the accounts page on the navigation bar. Just click the paging accounts and go into this page, and you will see the add button and the bulk add button. You can just click the add button to create a new account. And you will see different parameters. Here you need just enter the account ID and the password. You need to enter a unique SIP number and the password. And here I entered the 1006 and a strong password, for example. And these credentials will be used later, so you need to just note it. And if you want to enable the video, you can just toggle the enable video options, and it will support the video call option. And for the audio codecs and the transport protocols, you can just leave them as default. You can just use the UDP, and use this audio codecs. And after you have submitted the SIP accounts, and you will see your new SIP accounts appeared in the account list. It means that it has been successfully created. By the way, each SIP account can only be registered by only one device at a time. So if you have a lot of devices, endpoint devices, you can just use the bulk add button to create different SIP accounts in one time. Okay. Now that the SIP accounts are ready, let's just move on to the endpoint devices. When a device such as a SIP speaker or intercom connects to the network, it will automatically obtain the IP address using the DHCP by default. So there are several ways to find the devices of the endpoint devices. For many ZYCOO devices, you can just press and hold the reset button for about 5 seconds, and the device will announce its current IP address through the speaker. And we recommend the second method. Actually, you can use our ICD tool, a free Unity developed by ZYCOO, and it can automatically scan all the ZYCOO devices within the same local network. And it will list all the IP addresses, MAC addresses, and model informations on the list. So This is especially helpful when you are deploying multiple devices at once. And once you have obtained the IP address of the devices, you can just open a browser and enter the device's IP into the address bar, and you'll be taken to the LiveGUI login page. And you can also use the default login credentials admin to log into this device configuration website. And now that we have created SIP accounts in the IP Audio Center, right? And we have accessed each endpoint's devices. The next step is to register these endpoint devices to the IP Audio Center system. In simple terms, the step allows each device, such as SIP speakers, microphones, to officially log into the system so that they can communicate with each other. And let's walk through the step next. You will see the SIP account pages in the SIP settings. You can register 3 SIP accounts in maximum. So here we just click into the primary SIP account page, and you can fill in the following key parameters, such as SIP servers, user IDs, and password. For the SIP servers, you need to enter the IP address of your IP Audio Center's address, such as 16.109. And for the SIP port, you can just let it as default, use the 5060. And for the user ID and the password, you need to use the same value with you created earlier on the IP Audio Center. Here I entered the 106 and the strong password I created before. And for the enable integration with ZYCOO IP Audio Center, you need enable it too. And this option is only for the primary SIP account page. And finally, you click the activate button, and you click the submit button to save all of these settings for apply. And here, once the configuration is completed, the endpoint will attempt to register to your IP Audio Center automatically. And if the registration is successful, you will see the device's status will shown as register from the unregistered on both the the endpoint device info page, and you can check it on the IP Audio Center's SIP account list too. You will see this status on both pages. Now that the devices has been registered successfully, the next step is to define the device type and assign it to the correct SIP account. Each SIP account can present different types of equipment within the system. For example, the speakers, intercoms, cameras, others. By defining the correct device type, the system can apply the proper functional logic to each endpoint. For example, enabling the real-time paging for speakers, supporting the two-way communication for intercom devices, or video linkage for the camera devices. Okay, now let's just define the devices we registered before. And first, just take a look at the devices under the paging model. Okay, and you will find the ID button on the right side of all the devices. And we just choose the 106, which is the IC15's parameter, click the edit button, and you will see a pop-up window, and you can just edit the device type based on the role of the endpoint. Here I choose the speaker. And if you are configuring speakers support the two-way communication feature, such as our SQ10, got the built-in microphones. So you need to select the intercom character for this device. And here you can also see the allow live PA option. That means once you enable this option, and the device can receive real-time paging calls directly from the dispatch console or other SIP endpoints. And in some deployments, you might want to integrate video endpoint devices, such as some IP cameras. For example, some third parties IP cameras, such as Hikvision, Dahua, or Axis, all these IP devices can be used for audio-visual linkage in the IP audio solution. And here is how to add a camera device. You can just edit a device and set the device tab as camera. And here you need to fill in the RTSP address of this camera. And this RTSP address can be found on your device's user manual or provided by the manufacturer. I just copied the RTSP address here, and you can just click the submit button to add a new IP camera. And after you have creating the new devices, you can link the IP cameras with your IP intercoms for audio-visual linkage. Okay, now that we have registered individual SIP devices, the next step is to organize them in groups or zones. A group can represent a specific area, such as classroom building A, office floor 2, or warehouse zone 1, or it can be based on a particular function, such as emergency broadcast group or music playback group. And creating different logical groups will make it easier to manage paging, broadcasting, and alarm for our operators. And out in our IP Audio Center version 2, you can just assign one or more dispatch operators to manage each groups. And this will allow the centralized or distributed management depending on the size of operational needs. And moreover, one device can belong to multiple groups, which is very useful for some flexible paging strategies. Okay, here you can just click the groups page under the paging. And you can see the add button on the right side. And here you need to enter this group's name that you can clearly identify the area or your purpose. For example, you can give a name such as lobby speakers or auto emergency zone, zone 1, zone 2, and the SIP number will be automatically generated for this group. So this group's SIP number is 6007. And under the dispatch users, you can assign operators who have permission to control this group. For now, we leave this as empty because we'll add dispatch users later in the next step. And the next one is the paging mode. You can choose simplex and duplex. Simplex means one-way broadcasting, and duplex means two-way communication. So under the paging control option, you can predefine the broadcasting volume for this group from 0 to 100. And in the device section, you will find all the devices on the left side, and you just select the devices you want to include into this group from the all devices list on the left side. And then you can click the arrow button to move them from the left side to the right side. And finally, check all of these settings are right, and you can just click the submit button to complete the group creations. And by the way, we support unlimited group creations, so you can just create your different zones in different projects according to your needs. Okay, and in previous sections, we mentioned the dispatch console, right? So it's the main software interface used by the operator for real-time system operations, such as live paging, task triggering, or emergency announcements. Since the dispatch console can control audio broadcasting and communication across different devices and zones, the system security needs to be very important to prevent unauthorized access to improper operations. Every dispatch users must log in with a valid operator account before using the console. So the IP Audio Center supports the creation of multiple operator accounts, and each account can be assigned different permissions according to the user's roles and responsibility. For example, an administrator must have full access to the system configuration, device management, task setup, and user management. And maybe a regular operator may only be allowed to perform some daily announcements and some paging and trigger some present tasks, these kind of functions. And this role-based permission management will help ensure that each user can only access the functions they are authorized to use. It can improve the system security and reduce some risk of misoperation, and makes the system easier to manage in some real projects. In practice, it's very especially useful for projects where the different parameters, different departments or some staff member share the same system. Okay, let's just create a new dispatch operator account together. You will see the dispatch user page under the paging model, and this is the page under the IP Audio Center's web GUI. So you can just enter this page and create a new dispatch user. In the profile subpage, you need to enter the username and the password for this operator to log in. And you can enter the address and the phone numbers for reference. And for the access level is the level 1 is the highest access level, and a higher level user can override the operations from the lower level users. Next is the group management. Here you can select one or more groups that the users can control. And you can select the groups from the group list. Sorry. And for the IP phones, IP phone field defines the main control endpoints, such as your IP phones. And that means the users can operate for paging or intercom by using these IP phones. Okay, the ring stat rates, we got the ring OR and the linear options. Let me see. The next one, the dispatch phone options. It's released in our version 2, and it will allow a simple account to act as a dispatch phone user if you have created the dispatch phone account before. And all of this will enable our dispatch user more flexible, and we will check this session as move on to the function subpage. And on this page, you can define the detailed permissions for each operator account. In other words, you can decide which functions the operator is allowed to use in this dispatch console. You can also customize which buttons or features will appear on the dispatch console interface after the operator logs in. And this allows the interface to be simplified according to the operator's actual responsibility. For example, if an operator is only responsible for daily paging or music broadcasting, we can enable only the related functions, and other unnecessary or advanced functions can be hidden from the interface. And it will help make the operation more easier and reduce the risk of accidental misuse. And by default, some advanced telephony functions such as barge or split are hidden by the system. These functions are usually used in some specific call control scenarios, so they are not be displayed for every operator by default. And if your project needs these functions, you can just enable them here. And after saving the configurations, the corresponding buttons will be available on your dispatch console interface for that operator. And this flexible function permission settings is really help help the system administrators provide different operation interfaces for different users, making the system more secure, more easier to use, and better suitable for some real project requirements. Okay, next, let's move on to the IP Audio Dispatch Console's features. After you have downloaded and installing the dispatch console software from the website, we can log in just using the operator accounts we have created in the last step. And let's go through it step by step that everyone can clarify the dispatch console. In this, for the first login step, you need to make sure that the server IP address you entered here is the same with your IP Audio Center's address. And after logging to the dispatch consoles successfully, you will see the main interface of the dispatch console. This section, we can focus on the top left section. This section displays all devices groups. You can see all the devices and test group here, and you can just click a group to view the devices under this group, or double click it to select all the devices in this group. And next, let's move on to the center area. Here you can see all the devices within the selected group, and along with their names, current status, idle, busy, or offline. And you will see the broadcasting volume label on the on the right corner. And let's move on to the top row section. You will see different icons. The icons at the top will allow you to filter devices by type. You can choose speaker devices, intercom devices, phone devices. This will help you to quickly locate a different specific devices type. On the top right, you will see the advanced filters. Here you can filter devices by status, by idle, busy, error, or offline. Or you can just click this icon to use the search feature to search the feature's name, the device's name, device's label, or just their zip count. And on the here you can find a refresh button. If you have add some new devices, or you just want to refresh this interface, you can just click this button. And you can also see the med mode. You can just click it to switch the view from the normal mode to a digital map mode. And on the left side, you will find the main module navigation panel. You will see the console. This is the main operation interface for paging and intercom. And music is used for manage music and alarm audio libraries. And tasks is used for creating and managing all the tasks and scheduled events. And the alerts will display the system alerts and activate logs of the dispatch operations. Okay, and at the bottom of the interface is the function bar. Here includes some main paging and intercom features such as paging, alert, intercom, and if the telephony features was enabled earlier in the dispatch user's permission setting, you can just also access the functions such as meeting, the bars, the split, the monitor, and whisper. And on the right side of the dispatch console, you will see two major sections. The first one is the video intercom, is the video linkage window, and you can expand this to monitor live video feedback linked to your specific devices, such as your IP cameras. And here is the main control phone section. This area will display the IP phone and dispatch console. The dispatch phone accounts bound to your operator. And below is the paging volume slider. If you enable this feature, you can allow the real-time volume adjustments during the paging sessions. Okay, now let's move on to the core function, the paging and intercom. There are two most essential operations in PA system and intercom system. They have integrated both in our console. Paging, you can just select one device or entire group of devices or some multiple devices, and you can just click the page button to start paging. And the paging request will be sent to the bound main control phone. Once the operator answers this phone on his IP phone, and the real-time broadcasting will begin immediately to all the speakers you have selected before. And it's very useful for announcement notifications and some general communications in schools and factory facilities. And alternatively, you can just select the intercom feature to the intercom devices, such as our VI intercom devices or some speakers with the two-way communication features, such as SQ10. And you can just click the intercom button to initiate a two-way communication section. And once the main control endpoints answer, the two devices can communicate in a full duplex, allowing the real-time conversation. So it's very useful in the reception decks and the main gate and some checkpoint. Okay, next we'll cover how to manage background music playback and alarm broadcasting in the dispatch console. These functions are commonly used in daily operation scenarios. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. First, let's look at the music model. You need to click the music panel on the left side, and here you can upload your audio files that will be used for the playback. The uploaded files can include different types of audio, such as customized music tracks, text-to-speech audio files, or pre-recorded voice announcements. For example, in some commercial building, our users may upload the background music for lobby areas or public corridors. In a school, they may upload bell tones or daily announcement messages. And in some emergency projects, they may upload the pre-recorded evacuation instructions or some alarm messages. After the audio files are uploaded, they will be stored in the music collection area, and it can be used later when creating different playlists or broadcasting tasks. So this step is mainly used to prepare the audio results before we start playback or broadcasting. After you uploading the audio files, you go to the music player section, and in this section you can create a playlist. It will allow you to organize multiple songs announcements in the desired playback order. For example, you can create one playlist for daily background music and another playlist for school bell tones and another playlist for emergency and evacuation messages only. And then creating the playlist, you can add the required audio files from the music collection and average them according to the actual application scenarios. It will make it very easier for the operator to manage different types of audio content. After the playlist is created, you can select one or more target devices or device groups to play the playlist on the main panel of the dispatch console. Okay, and the target can be a single IP speakers or several devices, or a predefined group or zones. Okay, and this function is very useful because it will allow users to control audio playback in different areas from one central interface. And next, let's move on to the alarm module. Alarm module is a subsection in the musics. The configuration process for the alarm audio is similar to the music playback setup. So, but it's mainly used for warning messages in emergency tones. First, you can go into the alarm sound and you uploaded the alarm tones or warning audios file here. And these files can be fire alarm tones, evacuation messages, and some emergency related audio. And for example, in schools, it may be used for emergency drills, and in factory or commercial buildings, it may be used for fire alerts and evacuation instructions and safety warnings. And after the alarm sounds are uploaded, you can go into the emergencies section. Here, you can edit the alarm events and assign the corresponding alarm sounds for each event. You can see emergency fire, tornado, earthquake, and emergency 1, emergency 2. And this means that each alarm button can be linked to a specific audio file and specific emergency scenarios. So you can just customize the alarm feature, and the operators can quickly identify the different alarm types on the dispatch console interface. And finally, select the target devices or groups that should play these alarms. And the target can be just one device or the whole zone. Okay, and during the playback, you can also adjust the music or alarm volume by just using the volume button. And if you need to stop the current playback or alarm sound, you can just simply click the stop button on the function bar. And I think it makes the dispatch console a centralized platform for both some daily announcements and emergency alarm broadcasting. And now let's move on to the task systems. The task system is a very important feature in the dispatch console. It allows users to create different types of broadcasting tasks for paging, alarm broadcasting, and some other audio operations. With the task system, some operators can be triggered automatically based on the schedule, while others can be triggered manually by the operator when needed. For example, in a school, users can create timetable tasks for class bells or daily announcements. And in a commercial building, users can schedule background music or regular public announcements for shifting. And in some emergency scenarios, operator can also create quick trigger tasks for alarm sounds. And to access this function, you can just click the task model on the left side. And this will open the full task management interface. And under the all the tasks, you will see the tasks created by by the created users. And this page will provide a centralized view of all the task configurations. and the users with the higher access levels can view, edit, and delete all the tasks created by lower level users. And it's very useful for the system administrators, and they can manage all the tasks in the projects more easier and make sure all the task settings are correct and secure. Okay, now let's look at how to create a new task. Here you can just click the new task button on the task model, and the system support 4 different major types of the task. The first type is the immediate task. This task is executed right away after it's created, and is very useful when the operator needs to start broadcasting immediately without for a schedule. And the second one is the timetable task. It's very important, and this type of task is triggered automatically based on a time scheduler. And for example, it can be used for school bells. And the third tab is the dial number tasks. The task is triggered when a user dials a specific function code from an IP phone or some other devices. It's very useful for when a user wants to start a broadcasting without logging to the IP audio dispatch console. And the fourth tab is the one-click trigger task. It's a new feature in IP Audio Center version 2. After configuration, the task will appear on the main dispatch console interface. And you can just click on the icon, the task will be triggered immediately. And it's very especially useful for different scenarios. By supporting all of these 4 task types, the system will give our users flexible options for different application scenarios. Okay, next, let me show you an example to create a timetable tasks. After you have give it a name, you can click the next button to this page, and you will see the task tab once off or repeatedly, and you can arrange the date in date range mode or calendar dates mode. Okay, and next you can choose different mode. The mode 1 is fixed time repeat intervals, and the mode 2 is how frequency the task repeats, and the mode 3 is the break time. Means that interval between different playlists, and the fourth is the add time slot. You can define specific time window or for the task execution. And be sure to select a specific day to play, such as you can just choose all the work day or all the days in a week. Okay, click next. You need to select the audio file tab from the music, TTS, recording, or alert. And you can also choose the play mode, or you can modify the device volumes from the beginning, and click the next button. You need to select the target devices to execute this task. You can choose all the devices in this group, or you can just choose some specific devices. For the timetable trigger tasks, Our operator can start or stop the task manually from the dispatch console interface as well. So you can just use this feature as you need. Okay, and another example I would like to introduce you is the one-click trigger task. This function is very useful when the users need to start a broadcasting quickly. For example, it can be used for emergency announcements such as fire alerts, intrusion, evacuation messages, and some medical emergency scenarios. The main purpose of that feature is to simplify the operation instead of setting up the broadcasting every time, and users can configure the task in advance. And after the setup is completed, the operator can trigger the task directly from the main dispatch interface, just one clicking, and this will reduce some response time, and especially in some urgent situations. So you here you can give it a name such as fire, and you choose the right icon. We offer you for emergency scenarios and for daily scenarios different icons in the icon libraries. And next, you need to choose the audio file for this task, just like the timetable scheduled tasks. And the audio can be pre-recorded emergency messages and or fire alert sound. And once the task is triggered, the system will play the selected file. And for the last step, you need to select the target devices, such as specific IP speakers, a group of speakers, or different zones. And this will allow the announcement to be sent only to the required areas or zones. And after the audio and the targeted devices are selected, and just click the Save button to complete all the task configurations. And once the task is configured and saved, it will appear on the right side of the main interface. And this area is designed for quick access, right? So you can just click it to trigger the function. Okay, that brings us to the end of today's training session. And today we went through some major but basic configuration steps and some important features of all the IP audio solutions. If you have any questions after this session, please leave them in the comment section, no matter it's a product question or a solution question. I can just answer them, or you can